What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former multi-division world champion turned colorful boxing analyst and pundit, and now has been chosen as a Hall of Famer in Timothy Desert Storm Bradley. Timothy Bradley, 33 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. Stood at 5'6" with a 69-inch arm reach, okay? Timothy Desert Storm Bradley is now retired. He's an analyst and boxing pundit for top-ranked ESPN. With that said, Timothy Bradley has been voted into the Hall of Fame, okay? And current boxer, undefeated 3-division world champion, who simultaneously held the WBA super title at super featherweight, WBA regular title at lightweight 135, and WBA regular title at junior welterweight 140. That being superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis is 27 wins, no loss, no draw, 25 big wins by way of knockout. He is 28 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Gervonta Tank Davis was asked about Timothy Bradley, who Timothy Bradley is always very critical of Gervonta Tank Davis, because Timothy Bradley wants to see Gervonta Tank Davis fight the absolute best there is to offer. So with that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, he clapped back at Timothy Bradley, and he stated that Timothy Bradley, his whole career was garbage, right? He used other words, I'm paraphrasing, to describe Timothy Bradley's career. So Timothy Bradley was recently asked about the comments made by Gervonta Tank Davis. And Timothy Bradley, he says, I don't really care about what Gervonta Tank Davis has to say. He says, but at the end of the day, I'm in the Hall of Fame, buddy. He said, I made it into the Hall of Fame. I'm in the Hall of Fame, buddy. He says, and everybody on your resume, I would smash. You can't beat everybody on my resume. So, shh. Right? So that's what Timothy Bradley had to say in regards to, Gervonta Tank Davis's comments. Now, first, Timothy Bradley, let me say this. Timothy Bradley started off, and I like Timothy Bradley. Shout out to Timothy Bradley. He started off by saying he didn't hear the comments made by Gervonta Tank Davis. But when asked about the comments, nobody gave him a description of what Gervonta Tank Davis said. So he automatically knew. So he did hear about what Gervonta Tank Davis said, okay? But nonetheless, let's break down what Timothy Bradley had to say. That he would run through Gervonta Tank Davis's competition. Now, that I have to agree with. I think that Timothy Bradley would definitely run through Gervonta Tank Davis's competition. I don't think there's nobody on Gervonta Tank Davis' resume that could beat Timothy Bradley, not even compete with Timothy Bradley. I think he would outclass and outbox and dominate everybody on Gervonta Tank Davis' resume, including Leo Santa Cruz, who's a Hall of Famer, 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, Leo Santa Cruz, and including 3-division world champion, Olympic gold medalist, Yoriokas Gamboa. He would beat Yoriokas Gamboa in his absolute prime, right? So, and Tank Davis didn't fight a prime Yoriokas Gamboa, but Timothy Bradley, he would beat Yoriokas Gamboa in his prime. So everybody, he's 1,000% correct when he says he'll run through everybody on Gervonta Tank Davis' resume. But then when he said that you can't run through everybody on my resume, that's where it gets tricky. Now, there's one guy, obviously, on Timothy Bradley's resume that I would clearly favor to beat Gervonta Tank Davis, and that's legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, right? Now, you can make a case. I would favor Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao and Gervonta Tank Davis have a lot of similarities. 5'5", 67-inch arm reach. Both southpaws and very explosive. Both have big punching power in the left hand. So, Gervonta Tank Davis and Manny Pacquiao have similarities, right? But I would favor, ironically, I think that Tank Davis is a more skilled, all-around better boxer than Manny Pacquiao. But I think that Manny Pacquiao would beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Better, quicker feet, more explosive, right? That would be a beautiful fight. right? But Gervonta Tank Davis land on Manny Pacquiao, it's over. But the rest of Timothy Bradley's resume, can Gervonta Tank Davis run through the rest of the fighters on there? And you can make a case that, keep in mind, Timothy Bradley should be 0-3 against Manny Pacquiao. He's 1-2, right? But he should be 0-3 against Manny Pacquiao, okay? I thought he clearly lost the first fight, but nonetheless, he says, I beat him. I beat Manny Pacquiao. I thought Timothy Bradley lost. But Jesse Vargas, right? Can Gervonta Tank Davis beat Jesse Vargas? I believe so. Diego Chavez, I think Tank Davis could beat him. Brandon Rios, I think Tank Davis could beat him. Ruslan Provodnikov, that's a very, very tough fight. That's going to be, you know, a barn burner, but I still think Gervonta Tank Davis comes out on top. Juan Manuel Marquez, I think Juan Manuel Marquez beats Gervonta Tank Davis. Devin Alexander in his prime, I think that's a 50-50 fight, and I think you have to give the edge. You might have to give the edge to Devin Alexander. Bigger, southpaw, tricky, elusive, ability to box. You might want to give Devin Alexander the edge, but me personally, I'm giving the edge to Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, many people, the size of Devin Alexander, the skill set, many people would favor Devin Alexander, but give Tank Davis an edge because of his punching power. Me personally, I'm going Devin Alexander. Nate Campbell, very tricky fight, very tough fight. I'm still favoring Gervonta Tank Davis, but split decision. Junior Witter, I'm going Gervonta Tank Davis. Kendall Holt, I'm going Gervonta Tank Davis, right? So I think that there's two guys on Timothy Bradley's resume, or three, two and a possible, which is, I think Marquez would beat Gervonta Tank Davis. His counterpunch ability, his smarts, his wits, his ring IQ, man, that dude is special, man. Juan Manuel Marquez is special. Manny Pacquiao is special. So those would be two guys I would say I would favor to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Devin Alexander is a possible. Everybody else, I'm giving the edge to Gervonta Tank Davis, right? And those are tough fights, but I'm giving the edge to Gervonta Tank Davis. So I think Timothy Bradley is right when he says that I'll run through everybody on your resume. You can't run through everybody on mine. And he's right. Now, obviously, Tim Bradley's resume is already set in stone. It's it. It ain't going to improve. It ain't going to decline. Gervonta Tank Davis has, the future is bright. Okay. More importantly, how would it fare with Timothy Bradley versus Gervonta Tank Davis? At the end of the day, them two versus each other, which is a very, very tricky fight. Timothy Bradley obviously is not the biggest puncher, but dude can box. That dude can box. He got a granite chin. He's durable. Man, Timothy Bradley can absolutely box. Very skilled, very elusive, defensively savvy. I thought Marquez was going to beat Timothy Bradley, and how wrong I was. He outboxed and outclassed Juan Manuel Marquez until the last couple of rounds, right? And so, you know, I think I might have to give the edge to Timothy Bradley over Gervonta Tank Davis. But I can see it as a 50-50 fight, right? I think Marquez and Tank Davis is a 50-50 fight. Tim Bradley and Tank is a 50-50 fight. I would just give the edge to Manny Pacquiao, right? His hand speed, his foot speed, ability to jump in and jump out, you know, man, that dude will overwhelm you. In his absolute prime, he overwhelms you, man. And Tank Davis is a historically slow starter, and he's flat-footed at times. That could be a problem for him against Manny Pacquiao. Him being a historically slow starter against Marquez and Timothy Bradley is another reason why I think I would give the edge to those guys over him, because in the later rounds, they're not going to make a ton of mistakes where he could capitalize on it. He's going to have to work for it. So that would be huge fights. But I still think that Tank Davis can hang with Manny Pacquiao. I don't think that he go in there and get blown out the water and knocked out. He could compete with Manny Pacquiao, possibly even beat Manny Pacquiao if he used his ability to box, use his ring savvy. Because again, like I said, I think he's a more skilled, all-around, technically sound boxer. It's Manny Pacquiao, hand speed, foot speed, power that overwhelms you, right? And Tank Davis is a slow starter, but if Tank Davis can control the distance, slow the fight down, he could definitely beat Manny Pacquiao. It's just a more skilled boxer than Manny Pacquiao, more well-rounded. But when I watched Tank Davis, and I thought that he clearly outboxed and won the fight against Isaac Cruz running away, but Isaac Cruz, the pressure made him adjust. He was moving lateral. There was times where he looked uncomfortable, and Isaac Cruz is nowhere near the pressure fighter that Manny Pacquiao. You don't have nowhere near the hand speed and the power. So that's why I think that Manny Pacquiao will be victorious. But it would be interesting. And I wish Timothy Bradley was in his prime, because that would be a very interesting fight for Gervonta Tank Davis. And again, Tank Davis still can bolster his resume and surpass Tim Bradley. Again, he has 2 Hall of Famers on his resume. Marquez, surefire first ballot Hall of Famers, Marquez and Pacquiao. Win, lose, or draw. Tank Davis is still 28 and still building his resume. So we got to see how it looks when it's all said and done. But that's all I got for y'all, man. It's interesting. And Tank Davis got Ryan Garcia coming up, Hector Garcia, possibly Shakur and Devin. Man, he could make a real name for himself. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out. But drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.